Well, happy afternoon. Today we're going to be talking about what to do when your child has no friends. But first things first, let me introduce myself for all the new people watching. Hey, I am Keisha Ellingson, and I help people who move to develop friends, connections, and confidence in their new area. So, what's new here is I just started a podcast 3 weeks ago. So, there's already there will be 3 episodes out. Next Tuesday, the third episode comes out. So it's called Homesick to Happy Movers. Check it out. You can find it on Spotify or Anchor. And also, if you're liking these videos and you're like, hey, I want to binge watch them, check out the YouTube channel, Keisha Ellingson. Just look up my name, Keisha Ellingson, and you'll find lots of videos to watch. So let's jump into the content. What do you do when your child has no friends? Well, first things first, I wanted to say that if you are watching live or would like to add chats later on, feel free to, because I can see the comments when you're watching them live, and then I can hopefully pull your comment up on screen and talk to you too. Okay, so what do you do when your child has no friends? It's something that happens often when moving because, right, we're moving to a completely new area. We don't have connections right away. The first thing is be their friend. Play board games with them, read books, make sure that you're giving them a little bit of extra attention than normal because they're also going through a big change, right? And friendships are one way for them to adjust. And when they don't have that, I like to step in a little bit more, I should say, and just make sure that they're getting the interaction that they need too. Okay. The second thing you can do is keep building them up. And if I could get a microphone and or a magnaphone, scream it to everybody, I would. Build your kids up. Okay. So what that looks like is speaking words of encouragement over them. So tell them that they're good at making friends, right? That they can do scary things if making friends feel scary. It's okay. You can do it. Speaking those words over them is so important, okay? And speak out the good qualities that you see in them. Speak out what you want to happen, okay? For instance, so if you have if you have a very shy kid, okay, and they're too shy to talk to friends, you can start speaking to them you're brave enough to talk to a new friend. And tell them that you see that in them, right? You're brave enough to talk to a friend. You're brave enough to ask somebody to come play with you. You're brave enough to go play tag with that group of kids. And keep putting those words in to your kids and those mindsets, right? Because that's really what they become. Okay. And that brings me to a next point. Okay. Be aware of how they're feeling and the mindsets that can be forming. Okay, so mindsets for all adults and all the people, mindsets usually form, by people I meant kids and stuff, mindsets usually form in childhood. Okay, so if you have a kiddo who's really struggling with making friends, a mindset that could form is nobody wants to be my friend. Okay, that's just a thought that a little kid might think. And as a parent, one of our jobs is to keep that as just a thought. Okay, what can happen is if this little kid processing the world in a kid's view, right? Sometimes they don't have the whole picture that adults are thinking about, right? And adults don't have the whole picture anyways, but kids are looking at the world through a smaller view. Okay, so if they say nobody wants to be my friend, and then they keep thinking that nobody wants to be my friend, nobody wants to be my friend, what happens is it could form a mindset. They could think that, and it's a limiting belief, that nobody wants to be their friend. And what happens with a limiting belief is that it becomes self-fulfilling, right? If they think nobody wants to be my friend, then they're not going to go approach a person or a kiddo like on swings, right? Because nobody wants to be my friend. So why would you expose yourself to something that's potentially hurtful, right? People don't. People usually don't. And then if that mindset isn't corrected or life isn't spoken into that child in that specific area, they could carry that into junior high, into high school, and be very secluded and not want to make friends because nobody wants to be my friend. And then into adulthood, right? And they're seeing a reflection of their limiting mindset that nobody wants to be my friend, but it's because they're not taking action and they're not stepping into those things that would create friendship. And then when something happens, like a negative something happens, like maybe they have a friend and like this friend's like, oh, sorry, like I can't hang out today. Like I got to go do this thing. It confirms like, oh, nobody wants to be my friend. Right. So do you see how like a childhood thought can sometimes form into a lifelong limiting belief? I hear the boys coming up. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah. Can you close the door though, please? Thank you. Okay. So as a parent, you just want to keep a very close eye on those things that you can see and, talk to them, say, hey, what are you feeling? And if he's like, I feel like nobody wants to be my friend. And then you can talk about it and move that thought on, right? That thought came, you can say, oh, that's not true. And like, talk about all these good things and how like you're great at sharing, you're great at doing this, you're great at doing this, you're great at making people laugh, right? And show them that thought is actually a lie. Okay. And then just ask them questions, ask them how they're doing. Sometimes they don't know. I already said ask them questions, but sometimes there's bigger issues that come up, right? Like they could be saying, like, say when you ask them, they could be like, well, I just want to go home or back home, right? And then that's something else that you can talk through. And by talking through it, sometimes like kiddos have like ideas of what they want, and then we talk through them, and then you can show them like all this cool stuff that they get to do here and all these opportunities, and that the friendship back home doesn't mean that it's lost. It just means that they're making more friends now, right? So as adults, we can shift those mindsets, which is super important for your kiddos. Another thing for what to do when your kid has no friends is create opportunities to connect. I think that it's a parent's responsibility to also provide some of those things for our kids, not just be like, oh, sorry, buddy. Like, yeah, you'll find friends. Like they have needs just like adults have needs, but sometimes kids don't have the resources to create those connections like adults do, like a car, right? Drive. They can't drive it. They can't drive to where a group of kids are meeting. Okay. So it's part of this parent's responsibility is to help them adjust well. And some things for places that you can meet kids are like going to school, right? If your kids go to public school, that's the place where they can meet friends. Or looking online for local meetups. That's a great place where you can meet friends. And you can also, like, for your local meetups, pick different groups that you already align with. So your kids will already have something in common with those kiddos, like 4-H. If you are into animals or plants or things like that, 4-H is a great place for your kids to meet other people who might also be into animals and stuff like that. So if you're interested in more support, you can find more moving support and Life After the Move support in Homesick to Happy Movers Facebook group. Go to the guides section, and that's where you're going to find it all categorized out for you. So whatever you're looking for, check it in the guide section and you should be able to find it. And I have something super exciting to share with you guys, okay? Next week is the Speak Life Challenge. Okay, so this challenge is going to be a 5-day challenge, and it's focused on speaking life. So we're going to life in different areas. There's going to be a public facing video, a private video in my Homesick Happy Movers Facebook group or a private post. So like I'll talk about the topic, then we're going to break it down. We're going to go into a deep dive in the post, talk about action points and applying it to your life. Okay. So if you're interested in getting all the info for the Speak Life Challenge, the Homesick Happy group is where you're going to get all of it. Okay. And it's going to be saved in the guide section so you can go back through it and check it out in the future. So just more of the story quick. Not having friends is something that happens during life because we all have life transitions, or maybe sometimes our good friends move away. And so it's not even us. It's not even that we're moving. It's that other people that we're close to are moving or just have like transition. Maybe somebody has a kiddo and then they're super involved in mom life and you're not there yet, right? So there's a whole bunch of different things that can happen where sometimes it feels like we don't have friends, okay? But it's important to not let it turn into a big thing or a limiting belief, especially for our kiddos, because childhood is the age when a lot of life mindsets are forming. So watch over your kiddos and make sure that this stage, this little like learning curve right here where we don't have friends, people don't have friends, doesn't turn into a lifelong limiting belief, okay? Because you control, the parent, you control how the phrase not having friends is colored, okay? So you can let it be colored like dark and heavy and negative, or you can choose to speak life and let it be colored by opportunity to connect, by, yeah, I don't have friends yet, but I'm great at making friends. I don't have friends yet, but I'm good at telling jokes and I can make people laugh. I don't have friends yet, but I am really good at connecting with others. So those are that's the contrast that you can produce in your kiddo's life, okay? So it's up to you. You have the control. You control how things are colored in your kid's life. So I'm wishing you guys the best day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.